We begin in Florence, where a high-profile inmate learned his fate today. Vicky White, as you saw just walking there, and former Lauderdale County jailer Vicky White led a nationwide manhunt for nearly 2 weeks in April last year after Vicky helped Casey escape. A police chase ended in Casey's arrest and Vicky's death. And now the court decided Casey will spend the rest of his life behind bars. Our Nixon Norman was in the courtroom and is live. Nixon, can you walk us through this?
That's right, Kanisha. We were able to watch Casey walk into the courthouse today as he awaited his sentence and walk out of the courthouse today with a new sentence, a life in prison. Casey spoke during today's sentencing where both he and his defense team vouched that he and Vicky were actually in love. He had mentioned that he loves Vicky with his whole heart and that she was the first person to show him affection in 6 years, the first person to give him a hug in 6 years. That same love and affection, as he mentioned, led him down a different road, a road that cost him his life and freedom. Casey White entered a plea deal on May 4th and pled guilty to first-degree escape in exchange for no prosecution of the felony murder of Vicky White. Mark McDaniel, an attorney on White's defense team, states that felony murder doctrine is out of date and archaic.
When we got into the case, Casey was charged with felony murder, which is a Class A felony, and escape. We were prepared, and if you see the motions that we filed in this case, we were prepared to try that case. We would have, if they had not dismissed the felony murder case, we would have tried that case, and if had there been a conviction, we would have appealed that case to the Alabama Court of Criminal Appeals, the Alabama Supreme Court, U.S. District Court in Birmingham, 11th Circuit Court of Appeals in Atlanta, and the United States Supreme Court. We would have gone as far as you had to go on that case.
Another thing White's team already had against them was that White already had a prison sentence under his belt.
The sentence today was a life sentence concurrent with the 75 years that Casey's already spending. When we got in the case, he had already been sentenced to 75 years in cases in Limestone County. So this life sentence is concurrent with that sentence, which means it runs with it.
There was lots of talk of love and what's right and wrong in the courtroom today. There was also mention of this situation being a two-way street, that both Casey and Vicky played a role in these crimes.
It's not all, I mean, it's not all on Casey. It's a two-way street, folks. I mean, she had the keys to the jail. She's a sweet, kind woman, but like I said before the judge, he didn't have the keys. He was in a cage. She had the keys.
White and his defense team have another case ahead of them, a capital murder case for the 2015 slaying of Connie Ridgway in Rogersville, Alabama.
We can't say a whole lot more than that because we have another case set for August the 14th, and that's a capital murder case.
Another thing that was mentioned in court today is that White is barred from any financial gain or benefit from any media, movie, or contracts made about his side of things. Now, this is all thanks to Lisa's Law, a law that was passed in 2019. I'll have more about Lisa's Law and what this means for White later on in the 9 o'clock show. Live in Lauderdale County, I'm Nixon Norman, Fox 54 News.